miss this.
Welcome to Cubs baseball here on Marquee Sports Network. Here tonight from Petco Park in San Diego, the Cubs look to get back in the win column. It's Game 2 against the Padres. And welcome into the broadcast booth, John Shambi and Rick Sutcliffe. We start with news of the day. The Cubs certainly can't use any more injury news. Unfortunately, there's more of that. We send it downstairs, and we check in with Taylor McGregor.
Yeah, unfortunately, this news, Boog, coming to Justin Steele, who today was diagnosed with a left flexor strain as he's making his way back from his UCL injury. So the UCL is fine, but over the weekend, when he was throwing a bullpen, felt something funny, so got imaging done today, and that revealed a flexor strain. What this means? Well, there was originally hope that he would return back to the rotation in early June. Craig Counsell saying today that is going to be pushed back till beyond the All-Star break. So several more weeks without one of the best rotation pieces, and this staff just continues to struggle with injuries, Boog.
Yeah, no question. So we pivot now to Rick Sutcliffe and Craig Counsell. Man, he's got his work cut out for him.
He's earning every dollar that he's getting paid. You're exactly right. The starting rotation has not pitched well on this road trip. That's put a lot of pressure on the bullpen. I don't know who's available in the bullpen right now, but I know who's on the mound to begin with, and that's Cabrera, and he's been outstanding up to this point.
Yeah, Edward Cabrera getting the call, and Cabrera so far this year, when he's been right, he's been getting ground balls and some strikeouts.
Well, and you know one thing about him, he's tonight, he got Tyone tomorrow, and the last 8 starts for those two guys, the Cubs are 7-1. This big right-hander's got elite stuff, he's got a lot of passion, and one thing about facing the Padres, they've never beat him.
Yep, he's pitched well. As you see, 3 career starts, an 0.54 ERA. Tonight he will go up against Walker Buehler. Now, as far as the offense is concerned, you're talking about a Cubs offense that has been led by different guys for different stretches. Right now, we're in the middle of Seiya Suzuki red hot.
Absolutely, and instead of talking about all the injuries, let's talk about something positive, and that has been the lineup led by Seiya Suzuki. His power is unbelievable. I mean, this ballpark is big, but he makes it look small. You know, last year was a career year for him, and I got a feeling that this year is going to be even better.
So Seiya Suzuki and the Cubs trying to get back in the win column here tonight. And when we continue, a lot of Cubs fans will be in the house, but we will bring you our keys to the game with Rick Sutcliffe. It's all coming up. Back in San Diego for Petco Park. It's Game 2 coming up, Cubs and the Padres, and it is time now for our keys to the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers and by Rick Sutcliffe.
Let's start out with Matt Shaw, the Shawshank Redemption, hitting right at 210 days ago, just under 300 now. Open the gate, that's exactly right. The Cubs are 10-4 when they score first. Let's get that early lead. Let's get it over with, right? This is the 4th time that Craig Counsell has attempted to win number 900 in his managerial career. It's time to get it done and pop that cork.
Craig Counsell and the Cubs looking to get into the win column. We'll come back and bring you lineups and first pitch. Chicago Cubs baseball on Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by the Bob Locurcio Auto Group. You're going to like buying a car this way. By Circus Sports. And by your local Hyundai dealer. Find the dealer nearest you at buyhyundai.com. Back in beautiful San Diego, we get ready for Game 2. Cubs and the Padres. John Shambi and Rick Sutcliffe as the Padres take the field, and the Cubs hoping to get a nice performance from Edward Cabrera, but it would be nice if the offense could get things clicking early. Let's check out the Cubs lineup with Nico Hoerner at the top. Hoerner leads off. He'll play second base. Look at Moises Ballesteros. He's the DH, and he's been moved into that number 2 spot. Seiya Suzuki will hit third. Meanwhile, Ian Happ will clean it up. Michael Busch in back of him. Carson Kelly will hit sixth, and Carson will do the catching. Dansby Swanson hit seventh. PCA in center field hitting eighth, and Matt Shaw, the start at third base, will hit ninth. Alex Bregman sitting out. Of course, got that ball off his toe on Sunday in Los Angeles, and that group will go up against Walker Buehler.
Walker Buehler, yeah, this guy's had an outstanding career. He's won a couple of World Series with the Dodgers. 58-31 his overall ERA, but you look at last year, he split it between the Red Sox and the Phillies. This guy was an all-star in the past and a college roommate of Dansby Swanson at Vanderbilt when they won the Collegiate World Series.
Walker Buehler, one of those guys out there pitching as a two-time Tommy John survivor, if you will, and you're talking about someone whose stuff hasn't been quite as good, but I mean, look, Buehler, a former first-round pick, he's been an all-star a couple of times, but since his second Tommy John, the numbers are down. The velocity's down. The strikeout rate is way down. I mean, that's a huge swing, Sutton. You're talking about a guy who was striking out better than, 27% of the batters that he faced, an ERA of about 3, and now it's much different.
Absolutely. I mean, you're exactly right. I've watched him his last couple of starts preparing for this game tonight, and what I've seen is 95, 96 in the first inning, then all of a sudden it's 93, 94 in the second, and usually the second and third time around through that lineup, he has struggled.
Yeah, some of the other two-time Tommy John guys, Shane McClanahan, Jacob deGrom, Shohei Ohtani, Nate Eovaldi. First offering of the game. This is outside, and we are underway. Nico Hoerner at 297. The on base outstanding at 375. The 1-0. And that comes back over the outside corner for a strike. Buehler pitched his college ball at Vanderbilt, but he grew up in Lexington, Kentucky.
Big horse racing guy.
Pitch outside. And at least in part he's true to his Kentucky roots, as he and Alex Bregman co-own a horse together. And there's a strike, says Dan Bellino, our plate umpire. Here's the other thing, though. Even though he went to Vanderbilt in basketball, he's a Kentucky fan. So he will root against Vanderbilt, the school where he went, even when they play Kentucky. Or when they play Kentucky, I should say. 3-2 is Hoerner making him work. Let's see what Buehler comes up with here. Payoff pitch. Slapped in the air, and going out is Tatis. And Hoerner retired. Fernando Tatis Jr. getting another start at second base.
Yeah, Boog, you talked about Bregman not being in the lineup. Machado is not in the lineup after getting banged up a little bit, sliding into second base last night.
And here's Moises Ballesteros. And that's in there for a strike. Ballesteros, talk about red hot. Grand slam last night. He's got an extra base hit in 5 straight. And you take it back to his last 17, and he has been on fire. Grounds out there, and there is 2 away. And here comes Seiya Suzuki. Last night, Seiya leaving one of the deepest parts of this park out there to left center. And he's homered 5 times in the last 7 games.
Hit one of them up in LA when this road trip began. Scored a couple of runs last night.
Say Suzuki, after missing the first dozen games with that knee issue, is starting to settle in as he takes outside. Dan Molino says that pitch is off the outside edge. Buehler wanted to call 3-2 on Seiya.
You're not going to take a chance this early in the ball game. That's clearly outside. On a 3-2 pitch to Nico, he threw that slider. Oh, and he comes back
outside corner and runs that one. A two-seamer that clips the outside edge. And 1-2-3 go the Cubs. Big Edward Cabrera will take the mound when we come back. Bottom of the first, Padres will come up to hit, and the Padres lineup presented by Ford. It'll be Laureano, Tatis, and Merrill, and Bogarts, France, Sheets, Campusano to start behind the plate. Bryce Johnson in right, Jake Cronenworth, his first start at third base, and he will hit ninth. He's off to a tough start as Cabrera delivers outside, ball one to the leadoff man.
Big right-hander. You look at the 7 innings in his last start, just 83 pitches. The reason for that, he didn't walk anybody.
And there's that good curveball.
Uses that changeup a lot more, Boog. You mentioned that a little while ago. And where would the Cubs have been without the trade for him? 4-1 in his 5 starts. And, of course, Cubs are just 5 games over 500 collectively as a team.
One of the things you really like about him is that in his career, his splits are pretty much neutral. So it's not like you can take a real big advantage by playing the platoon advantage. Lefties and righties, the OPS pretty much even. A swing and a miss. And Laureano down on strikes on a changeup at 93.
Well, what makes that changeup so effective to me is the fact that he can throw 100 miles an hour when he wants to. He's got a tattoo of 100 on his neck the day that he hit it for the very first time. But he's a command guy. I mean, he got so excited when he saw how good the defense was for the Cubs. And I think that's a big part of the reason why he wants to do everything in the zone.
Cabrera facing Tatis. And a pitch. Swing and a miss. And that was the slider. We'll see if maybe we end up seeing a little more of that slider against those righties.
I like it. Hello.
Tatis off to a slow start. He's played mainly right field. Cuts and misses there, but they've been utilizing him a little bit more. This is his 5th start at second base. Check swing, went too far, struck him out. And a nasty changeup.
Well, we've seen the slider. For the second strike, we saw a curveball. I think the thing that set all of that up was that fastball that he came up and in early in the at-bat. Dominating to begin the game.
So Cabrera now to face Jackson Merrill. No score, just getting going. Boog, Sut, and T-Mac. And that is drilled right field, but waiting on it is Suzuki. He's there to make the catch, and Cabrera gets a 1-2-3. End of 1 in San Diego. No score.
Score as we go to the top of the second. Well, as Boog and Sutton mentioned, no Alex Bregman in the starting lineup today after fouling a pitch off of his toe over the weekend in LA. We saw it impact his ability to run last night. So Craig Counsell giving him the day off. He said he just doesn't want this to continue to add up. So felt a lot better getting to the ballpark here today, and they're hopeful with tonight off, he'll come to the ballpark and feel much better tomorrow. Also, Daniel Palencia was throwing a bullpen here today. really good news considering that he's about a week away from potentially returning. So assuming everything checks out tomorrow, the high intensity was built up, you could see him back in the major leagues very, very soon, Boog.
Well, that would be very good news. Craig Counsell putting the outs puzzle together, and it is challenging at the moment, to say the least. 2-1. And that's a little bit high for Ian Happ. One of the things that drew the Cubs to him is ability to get on base, and right now in the middle of a 19-game on base streak.
During those 19 games, he scored 14 runs as well.
And let's make it 20 in a row. That matches his career high. So Happ is aboard. The Cubs, by the way, if it seems like they're walking a lot, they are. They have the 4th highest walk rate as a team offensively in all of baseball.
Nico, Happ, Dansby.
Yeah, Swanson's been excellent.
Great starts in that department.
There's Michael Busch now. Check swing and did not go. There's Dan Murzel down there.
Tough night last night with the 0 for 5 from Michael, but outstanding up in LA when he hit in all 3 ball games.
No score, top of the 2nd. And that one bounced foul. But for the Padres, it certainly seems as though the report on Michael Busch is trying to crowd him, trying to get inside on Bushy. Happ at first. And that one misses outside. The count 2-1. Go to first, and back in is Ian Happ. Two and one on Busch. Buehler is ready, and that one is inside.
Talked about it to begin with, Boog. 95, 96 miles an hour in the first inning with Walker Buehler, and then it just seems to fall off the table after that. All this Tommy Johns.
3-1, misses down and in. And so back-to-back walks. Walks have been part of the story, at least in the early part of the season for Walker Buehler. He's walking about 9.8 of the batters that he faces, and that's been one of the issues since coming back from the second Tommy John surgery, is that walk rate is up. 9.8% is, oh, by the way, right in the neighborhood of what the league average is right now, the big league average. 2 on, nobody out. And Carson Kelly lifts a foul out of play off to the right. Carson getting the start behind the plate. And that is start number 18 for him behind the dish. Lifted foul again off to the right and out of play.
A lot of fun watching Ballesteros catch last night, but it's not like the Cubs need any help in that catching department. I would imagine Miguel Amaya will probably be behind the dish tomorrow afternoon. These guys continue to put up the same offensive numbers and the great catching that they did a year ago.
Here's 0-2. And a curve misses downstairs. Buehler will throw it all up there. The cutter, the curve, four-seamer, changeup, slider, sinker, and a sweeper.
It's just not 98 anymore, is it?
The 1-2. Over the outside corner for a strike. And man, here tonight he's thrown the sinker 7 times already.
Yeah, and it's the second time that he's thrown it to that outside corner to get a strikeout. He got Suzuki for the final out in the first inning, and there picks up a big out with 2 men on and nobody out here in the second. teammates.
Yeah, the roommates. Now, these two go back a long way and together helped Vandy win a national title. There they are. Your eyes open, Walker. Now this was the two of them doing an interview. Look at Dansby on the left, Walker on the right.
Walker looks scared to death.
Well, I mean, and Dansby looks like he's half asleep, but they're babies.
I think they went to the same barber back then, didn't they?
Holy cow. I don't have the guy in the middle's name, by the way. Ripped out into left center field. That's going to touch down, and that one's starting to roll. Around and in to score is Happ. And on his heels is Michael Bush and Dansby Swanson. A two-run double against his former roommate, and the Cubs lead at 2-0.
This double is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20 years and 200,000-mile warranty on every new car. Take that, roomie. Finds the gap. When that ball got to the wall, you got to see a little bit of the athleticism of Michael Bush here. That's a first baseman. Not a lot of them can run like that.
Pitch in for a strike to Pete Crow Armstrong.
I know the average from Dansby doesn't say a lot right now, but Boog, it seems like every night he either scores or drives in somebody.
Rudder taken off for third, throw there, and the ball squirts out of the mitt of Jake Cronenworth.
You mentioned it earlier. He played a few innings his rookie year at third base. Hasn't played there since. That throw clearly beat Dansby by a long ways. Just not able to secure it, and they're not worried about it. Look at him go. Not the greatest jump in the world. When you got a left-handed hitter, it's a clear shot to make that throw. But Cronenworth's just not able to hang on. Dansby knocks it out.
Yeah, I think Cronenworth just got a little quick, squeezing it early, and then it was kind of on the edge of the glove, and then with contact, it popped out. Yeah, Jake Cronenworth played third base basically one inning earlier in his career, and credit to Jesse Agler on the Padres side, and this is an astute observation. It was back in 2020, the shift was still on. And so of the batters that he played third base for, all but one he was out in right center field against the lefty. So he's played one batter as a third baseman. Oh, PCA thought that was a strike. So Cronenworth, yeah, his first big league start at third. I think Pete thought he was done here.
I don't think so.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
It was a strike. 3-2. Swing and a miss. And picking it up and throwing to first is Campusano. So the breaker gets the swing and miss. That's 3 strikeouts for Walker Buehler. And with 2 down and a man at third, the batter will be Matt Shaw. First one to Shaw.
This is where you'd love to pick your teammate up right now. Dansby stealing third, trying to help PCA pick up an easy RBI. Wasn't able to do it there. Pick your teammate up right here with a base hit.
That's in there for a strike. Or maybe not. Popped up right side, charging in is France, and he makes the grab. Cubs pick up a couple of walks, and then Dansby Swanson hits a rocket to left center, and the Cubs lead at 2-0. Bottom of the second, Nicky Lopez into the game at second. That bumps Nico Horner to short. So Dansby Swanson is out of the game. As soon as we find out the nature of the injury, we will let you know. As Bogaerts hits a towering fly ball and it's gone. Wow. Into that Western Metal Supply Company building. The balcony down the line, and it stayed fair. And with one swing, the Padres have cut the lead in half.
That's only the third home run that Cabrera has given up all year. And, you know, Bogaerts isn't the kind of guy that's going to stand there and watch it. He thought that ball was going to hook foul. It was hit so far, I think he might have even lost it. And when he saw it come down and the fans celebrating, that's when he finally took off.
Bogaerts with his fifth. And yet Cabrera, going into his last start, had not allowed a homer. He gave up 2 to Brandon Marsh, and now another here tonight. Third of the season. Swing and a miss from Ty France.
That's the first career hits for Xander Bogaerts off of Cabrera. Small sample, just 0 for 5 until that at bat.
Reds back in 1-1. Line foul. The 1-2, and that's in the dirt. Cabrera ready, 2-2. Fly ball left field, well struck. Happ is there to make the catch. And that died.
Boy, it scared me when all of a sudden Ian Happ looked up into the crowd like he thought that ball was well out of here again. And it did. It just died. It just came straight down.
So now 1 away, and here's Gavin Sheets, who homered last night. Pitch downstairs. I think I would have to concede that this is the best chant in all of baseball. Holy Sheets. Bounced foul of first. Game earlier this year, they were chanting that, Holy Sheets, and then he hit a monster home run. You know.
I got to know him a little bit when he was with the White Sox, and I've gotten to know him here in San Diego. He's a great guy. I mean, he's an easy guy to pull for. Obviously not now, and it wasn't last night.
The 1-2 on the ground towards first, fair ball. Bush has it, gets it to Cabrera, and Sheets is out.
I remember talking to a lot of the other infielders about Michael Bush at first base and the improvement. They said to begin with, he's just outstanding. He's athletic. He played hockey back in Minnesota, a new position. He's had a lot of help getting over there, and he's well above average now defensively.
2 down, and the base is empty. 2-1 Cubs. And Campusano pops at foul. Well, Craig Counsell took over for the 24 season, and that was Michael Bush's first full year as the Cubs everyday guy. They had made the trade for him, and Craig Counsell immediately said and was convinced that he'd have a chance to be above average over there. He liked the movement, the action, and I even was talking to Padres people today, and they were just marveling at the Cubs defense and included Michael Bush in that. He's worked hard at it.
He has. He really has. But I think it makes his defense a little bit easier with the other 3 guys on that infield with him, because most of the throws are right there chest high.
Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Cabrera gets Campusano, but Bogarts touches him up, and the Padres on the board. It's 2-1 Cubs, end of 2. Fans Live Odds brought to you by Bet365. We're winning into everything with Nico Horner at the plate. And the first one from Buehler is outside. Nico popped out his first time up. And he runs that two-seamer back over the outside corner.
One of the stats I like to look at for a starting pitcher is what happens in the first at bat, first time through the lineup. 220 for Walker Buehler, not bad. 361 in the second, and even higher than that the third time around if he makes it.
Walker Buehler, you see him, he's wearing number 10 now. In LA with the Dodgers, he wore 21, and last year he was with the Red Sox. Can't get that with the Red Sox. Fly ball center field, and Merrill has it. You know, Roger Clemens and all. So he decided for a fresh start to wear 0. But he said that 0 made him look really skinny. So I haven't confirmed this, but maybe he just said, you know what, give me 10 and it'll make me look not as skinny.
A little bigger.
I mean, I've stood next to some skinny people and they've said we look like number 10.
I would think that number 11 makes you look even thinner than 10.
Yeah.
The other thing with Walker Buehler that feels like it's changed a little bit. In LA, he led the league in tightest pants.
I knew you were doing
and
it.
I think that's changed a little bit here in San Diego. They're not as tight.
So now for a time, I would push back a smidge and say Kike Hernandez was giving him a run for his money. But Taylor, you were spot on.
80% accurate here at Marquee. We're very observant.
Oh my gosh. 2-1, 1 out. And Ballesteros fouls it away.
A couple of times now that he's run that cut fastball in onto the hands of Valley. We've seen Valley make adjustment. It doesn't matter. You're going to throw the cutter? All right, I can hit it.
2-2. On the ground, fair ball. France is there, gets it to Buehler, and there's 2 down. So Moises Ballesteros in that 2 slot tonight, and he is 0 for 2. He's tried to tie France twice. So 2 away, and it'll bring up Seiya Suzuki. Cubs lead it 2-1. Seiya 0 for 1. All right, so you go back to August 1st of 2023 and check out this list. Seiya Suzuki finds himself 9th in terms of OPS leaders. This is in the majors. Line drive out into center field and a base hit. So Seiya is aboard, but look at this group. It goes Judge, Ohtani, Soto, then Witt, Harper, Schwarber, Guerrero, Freeman, and that dude. Since August 1st of 20, I mean, that's an extended stretch, minimum 1,500 plate appearances. I mean, look, man, you go back and think about Jed Hoyer's move to sign him. What a hit Seiya Suzuki has been.
That's top 10 with the best players Major League Baseball has.
That's right. They're just telling me in the truck, double check, but they're right. 9 is in the top 10. That's right.
One class that I was okay in was Matt.
Oh, through the legs of France. And Suzuki to third, and into second is Ian Happ.
That ball was smoked.
They go E3.
It's got to be an E3, even though the ball was hit really hard. And we saw France make some nice plays last night when Machado came out at third. Not able to come up with that one after coming up with both of them by Ballesteros.
And now time called. Ruben Niebla. Ruben Niebla will head to the mound.
To me, part of this conversation has to be, hey, you need to throw more strikes. He's thrown 55 pitches.
Yeah.
27 balls. 4 of those balls that he threw were, of course, to Michael Busch, who's coming up now.
Yeah, last year, of course, Buehler in Boston, where he played for Alex Cora, and then moved on to the Philadelphia Phillies, signed with the Padres this offseason. Golden opportunity here for the Cubs and Michael Busch. Well, they play pretty close to a shift with Busch up here. 2 outs, second and third. And again, they crowd him with that fastball.
Look at the velocity, though. 94, 95 in the first inning. Just barely over 90 now. That's, I think, the wear and tear over all of the innings and all of the surgeries that Walker Buehler has had.
And that one misses off the outside edge, just trying to backdoor a cut fastball. I'm sure it's frustrating for him. I mean, he was an all-star twice, an elite level guy, and he is super smart. Pitch in there for a strike.
He had a couple of monster years too down there, up there in LA. 2019, 2021.
And Busch will take his base.
He was a combined 30 and 8 those 2 seasons for the Dodgers. Not the same guy.
He's thrown first pitch strikes to 5 guys so far here tonight, and he's missed 8 times. We'll see what he has in store for Carson Kelly. All loaded up. Carson struck out looking his first time, and he misses outside. The 1-0. Foul back. Let's send it downstairs at T-Mac.
We just got word from Cubs PR that Dansby Swanson left the game with a left glute cramp. So we'll find out the severity of that injury after the game.
All right. Well, with the Cubs, it has really been an issue. The injuries, a foul ball there with Cronenworth. You could hear the crowd buzzing a little bit. I'm sure that was sort of directed at Dan Brazell for that tapper up the third baseline. Dan Brazell at the plate last night. 1-2. And he didn't bite.
That's a great get on your part there. The crowd was all over that. They've been waiting on that since last night.
Yeah, well, here's the thing that happened is that it actually was a rule change. So they called it foul, or I should say they called it fair, because until replay, if the ball was not touching the chalk, but it was over the chalk, it was a fair ball. Buehler wanted that, didn't get it.
I think that's about the 6th time they wanted to catch a call, but they didn't.
Three-two. On the ground, Cronenworth picks it up, throws on the move in time, and the Cubs leave him loaded. Cubs fans visit Cubs Trending inside the Marquee Sports app for all the top highlights, interviews, and must-watch moments all season long. Presented by Jeff Vukovich, your local Nationwide insurance agent. Visit jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. 847-825 and the rest. Vuk, I owe you one. Fox was too quick for me. And the pitch in for a strike to Bryce Johnson. Johnson to be followed by Cronenworth and then Laureano. Eight 847-825-4783. 847-825-4783. Jeff Vukovich, jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side.
That's some extra love right there.
Nobody on, nobody out. Ball and a strike. Cabrera. And this one popped up. Nico Horner is out. And puts the squeeze on Nat.
This is the all-new 2026 Nissan Sentra. With the most standard features of any sedan in its class, it means you can have your cake and drive it too. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Now get a low $289 per month lease on Sentra.
Jake Cronenworth against Edward Cabrera. 2-1, Cubs lead it. Now the Dansby Swanson 2-run double as Cronenworth takes strike one. This season off to a rough start. 155, a homer, 4 knocked in.
Man, he came out of the gate in a hurry. His rookie year, his first full year, put up big numbers, signed a big contract. Just hasn't been able to be the offensive player.
Up softly back to the mound. Cabrera has it over to first. Nifty footwork by Michael Busch, and there's 2 away.
We saw that footwork up in LA. Remember the great play by Shota? Came in down towards the third base line, made a great catch and made a throw that was kind of behind the runner. He just simply danced over to the other side and secured the out.
2 down, bases empty. 2-1 Cubs. First one to Laureano. And that's in for a strike. So last time out with Cabrera, the thing that was really positive was that he was throwing the ball over the plate more, throwing it in the strike zone. That's been problematic for him. And so far this year, he is the 2nd lowest in zone rate. Here tonight, Pepper in the zone. Shot to first, safe at first. And Laureano beat it out. He was backed up down there, maybe didn't get after it with enough urgency, but
right there, see how he hesitated a little bit to get in front of it, thinking he had a little bit more time than he did. I mean, this is by design that he bounced this to first base. It's an easier throw to make as far as being accurate, but you can't do it when you got a guy that can run like Laureano.
Here's Tatis now. Struck out his first time, and he swings and misses at that changeup. The right-on-right changeup. We talk about how good a changeup is. He doesn't care. Lefties or righties will throw it to both sides.
I mean, that's a Kyle Hendricks kind of pitch. Obviously not at the velocity, but I mean, normally it's finesse kind of guys that have to spin the ball to both sides of the plate, but this big man, just 28 years of age, I mean, he's already got that down pat.
Yeah, the changeup is an elite level pitch. His curveball as well. Check swing, appeal to first, didn't go. And that's Mark Ripperger down there.
He made a pretty good call here.
Yeah. Swing and a miss. I was asking Tommy Hotovy pregame, why is Cabrera's strikeout rate down? And he said he just hasn't been in great count. So if it's 2-1 and you throw the changeup, you're going to get soft contact as opposed to getting the strikeout. Right there, check swing, and he's gone. There's a strikeout. He's got 4 of them through 3 innings of work. Cabrera looking pretty sharp. Back here in San Diego, and Dansby Swanson spot due up, and Nicky Lopez will get a chance to hit for the first time. Swanson exiting with a left glute cramp. Lopez into the game at second, pushing Horner to shortstop.
You won't find anybody more fun than Lopez. His energy, we saw it last night with Dansby and the Red Bull. His versatility.
The 1-1. That's hard hit, but waiting on it, Bogarts, who throws him out, and Lopez retired. Time now for the United Airlines destination board as we take a peek at the schedule. One more with these Padres tomorrow. 3:10 first pitch right here on Marquee. Off day on Thursday, and then the Diamondbacks and the Reds come to town for a 7-game homestand. Our United Airlines destination board. Pete Crow Armstrong lifts one foul down the left side and out of play.
Kind of looks like first place is going to be up for grabs when those Reds and Fighting Franconas come to town for that 4-game series. This could be fun.
Swing didn't go.
What's the deal with all the Thursday off days, dude? What's going on with that? All year long it's kind of been on Thursday, right?
Yeah, I mean, early on you get more of them, and it's almost like it becomes, in the first month, it seems like it becomes the set off day. I mean,
seems like it used to be Monday. Years ago.
I mean, Monday and Thursday are the 2 main off days for sure, still. And PCA chases that breaking ball. He gets him with the curb again. And there's 2 away.
Always had the ability to spin it. Look at the movement on that pitch. I mean, thought it might be a cutter. You could go down and get it. It was a curveball or a slider from Mason Miller last night that PCA picked up that base hit.
Talk about Walker Buehler being a 2-time Tommy John guy. You know, the first time was when they drafted him. They didn't have the ability to get medicals, but they suspected that he was going to need it. And so the Dodgers took him in the first round out of Vanderbilt in 2015.
Previous pitch was a ball. The catcher has challenged.
Campusano challenging. ABS powered by T-Mobile. And it's a strike.
Pitch, strike. Takeover retains 2 challenges.
So now the count is 1-1. 2 outs, base is empty. But Buehler was a first-round pick in 2015 out of Vanderbilt. He didn't make his pro debut until August of 2016. And then he made his big league debut in September of 17.
They knew he was going to be worth the wait. Huh?
Yep. Fly ball, center field, Merrill back. He's got it. And the Cubs go 1-2-3. We're midway in the fourth. Two-one, Cubs lead it. We go to the bottom of the fourth, 3-4-5 for the Padres. Merrill, Bogarts, and France. Edward Cabrera giving up a couple of hits, one homer. And he delivers a curveball for a strike to Jackson Merrill, who flied to right his first time. High fly ball in the air, left center. PCA racing after it, and he makes the catch.
That ball had to be hit extremely hard to get that far. We know how the air can just knock it down. PCA hollering him off, get out of the way, I got it. The communication was perfect right there. And the wall was soft.
That's right. He's such a kid, you know. It is one of the things at Wrigley, and he loves playing at Wrigley. But when he gets on the road, if you ever watch him, because of the padding, there are times if he's near the wall, he'll just playfully jump into the wall and bounce off of it. He did it a handful of times at Dodger Stadium.
You know, he plays like a kid, and he is amazing with kids.
Yeah.
Previous pitch is a strike. The batter has challenged.
Xander Bogaerts, ABS powered by T-Mobile, and Xander Bogaerts is correct. If you're wondering overall on ABS, batters going into today are at about 47%. Swing and a miss. Catchers at 60% and pitchers at just 43%. Man, last night, I mean, how about Boyd? Think about this. The Cubs pitchers have tried to challenge twice, and that's in the entire league. Pitchers into today had challenged a grand total of 40 times. It's about the catchers and the hitters, mainly. That's bounced foul of third. And in the overall, the overturns are at about 54%. Bogaerts needs a new bat.
I'm a huge fan of it. What about you?
Yeah, I like it. The other challenge, by the way, the Cubs are 1 for 2 from the pitchers. Edward Cabrera had the other. Carson Kelly has been brilliant challenging behind the plate. The Cubs catchers have been overall very, very good. 2-2, 1 out. The pitch. See you later. And Bogaerts is going to challenge.
Previous pitch is a strike. The batter has challenged.
And Bogaerts is correct. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
San Diego retains.
I mean, there is some drama to it, right? I mean, look at the way the crowd reacted to both of those, and now it's 3-2. Cabrera in on his thumbs. Three and 2, 1 out. Base is empty. Cubs 2, Padres 1. Payoff pitch. Tied him up with that curve.
What an at-bat right now on the part of Bogaerts. I mean, he has seen everything that Cabrera has to offer. Knowing that the last time up, he hit one as far as Xander Bogaerts can hit a baseball.
Didn't go onto the roof, but it was that top balcony level in the Western Metal Supply building. Pitch is off the inside edge, and ball 4, and all the credit in the world to Xander Bogaerts for that walk. He challenged successfully twice. And now it's Ty France. So 1 out, man aboard. First one to France, and that misses off the outside edge. Cabrera's been efficient. They need length out of him here tonight. Swing and a miss.
It's the second start of the year from Cabrera on the road. Been outstanding at home in those 4 starts. A perfect 2-0.
Ties France into a pretzel right there. There goes the runner. The 1-1 cut on and missed. Throw to second is too late. And Bogaerts with his 3rd stolen base.
Xander Bogaerts seems to be flashing back to the guy that played for the Boston Red Sox when he was younger. Not a great jump right there, but a difficult pitch to handle, and the throw kind of sailed on Carson Kelly down the lineup a little bit. Nicky tried to throw the glove down on him, but just not able to get to him.
In the dirt and smothered by Kelly with the glove.
Carson Kelly can throw with anybody. I mean, his accuracy, his quick release, probably his #1 asset as a catcher.
2-2. Base hit up the middle. Bogaerts to third, coming around, and he's going to score and tie France. An RBI single to tie this game at 2.
Ty France was a guy that benefited last night from the challenge situation when the Cubs were out of him. Looked like Ben Brown had him punched out to end the inning. It did not happen, and he came right back with a base hit up the middle. Big night in RBIs for the versatile first baseman, third baseman.
Tommy Hotovy out to the mound. Cabrera able to get Merrill to start the inning. Bogaerts with a hard-earned walk. A steal, and now he comes in to score. And a dangerous guy up here in Gavin Sheets. Cubs and Padres tied at 2. Cubs trying to end a 3-game losing streak. Go to first, and back in is France.
Big man like Edward Cabrera is going to take a lot of time to get the ball to home plate out of the stretch.
Sheets shortening to bunt, and with Shaw all the way back, he was thinking, if I just block it to third fair,
he's safe.
That's right. But he comes up empty, and now it's 1-1. France at first. Sheets back in. The kick and the pitch. On the ground, foul.
Wow. That's the same kind of play that was fair that Michael Busch had to secure and then hand off to the pitcher for the out, and Sheets lasted back.
Dave Macias doing the coaching at first. 1-2 to Sheets. Popped it up, and that's foul, and that'll get out of play.
Just hadn't been an easy out for a while.
Sheets waits for a 1-2. Here it is. Two is too low. See what Cabrera goes with here.
I like the curveball. He seems to be on that changeup.
3-2. Fly ball center field. Pete Crow Armstrong is there. He makes the catch. Yeah, there's 2 away. Campusano now.
A pretty good job in the early going. Couple of home runs. Was hitting 350 when the game began.
By the way, the 21st pitch in the inning for Cabrera. And it's the most for him in any inning.
Tommy Hotteby to the rescue again. Seems like every time he goes to the mound, the next hitter makes an out.
The 0-1. Check swing went too far. It's a strike. And Campusano is in an 0-2 hole. He's already struck out in the game here tonight. He comes in red hot. Last 12, a 400 average, 7 doubles and 3 homers. Wouldn't bite that time. Cabrera tonight has been getting the swings and misses. 15 of them. Only had 7 in his last one. The pitch hit hard but foul past Bob Henley.
Yeah, the only problem that Cabrera has had has been Bogarts. Scored both the runs. One on the solo home run, which is the 3rd home run Cabrera has given up this year, but all 3 have been solos.
Campusano back in. Cabrera. The kick and 1-2. Swing and a miss struck him out. And Cabrera now with 5 strikeouts on the night. But the Padres pick up the equalizer. Nico Horner will come up to hit when we come back. Nico Horner stands in and takes a breaking ball in the dirt. Horner 0 for 2. He's cooled off a little bit. 5 for his last 28. Average, though, still sitting at 292. Tried the outside corner and it missed. And now 2-0 on Nico. We're starting to overtide at 2 in the top of the 5th. Boog, Sut, and T-Mac here on Marquee. Like a little let up.
Little breaking ball. You're right. Kind of a get over breaking ball. Not much effort put into it.
2-1. Upstairs inside.
Kind of surprising that Nico's 0 for 6 so far here in San Diego. He owned the Padres last year. Well over 400 during the regular season and hitting every game in the playoffs.
That's in there for a strike. So now filled up 3-2. Buehler. And he went after him that time. When Horner popped out in the first, it was on a 3-2 pitch, and Nico chased. Three-two. Fly ball in the air, right field. Johnson. And one away downstairs, and Taylor.
Well, here comes Mo Baller, who had the big moment last night with his first career grand slam. We asked him about being aggressive on the first pitch, and he said right before this at-bat, I was talking to Miguel Amaya and Danny Valencia, and I told him if he throws me another cutter in, I'm going to hit it out for a homer. So first pitch cutter in. What did he do? He was faithful with his promise, and that's his first career grand slam for Mo Baller. So super aggressive. That's who he is as a hitter, but he was looking for that cutter, Boog.
Now right here, rolls over on the first pitch and grounds out. "22 years old, and he's getting Cubs fans excited." How excited? Anytime Moises Ballesteros is on my TV screen, that looks like a human in a dog suit right there.
So I was asking him in the batter's box, I can hear fans, especially here in San Diego. There's so many Cubs fans yelling, "Mo Baller, Mo Baller." I was like, do you hear that, or are you too locked in? And he was like, oh, I definitely hear it. So
I love that.
He's embracing it.
Buehler's gotten him all 3 trips here tonight. And the count 2-0 on Seiya Suzuki. Here's the pitch. And that's in for a strike. And now 88 pitches. That matches the early season high for Walker Buehler. Suzuki 1 out of 2 with a single. 2-2 in the 5th. And a 2-1. And that's a base hit into left field. And with 2 outs, a man aboard as Suzuki comes up with a nod.
This ball was absolutely crushed.
As Suzuki hit that one 105.4. 2 down, a man aboard. And it's Ian Happ. A walk and a run scored, and he's reached on an error. And that changeup finds the mark. Hart, the lefty, getting loose in the Padre pen as Happ swings and misses.
Like he was getting ready in a hurry down there in the bullpen, I would imagine, for the left-handed hitting Michael Busch. Let's hope he gets a chance to face Michael here in the top of the 5th.
And that one hit him. So Happ is plunked. And now 2 on. And with 2 outs, Michael Busch will get an opportunity. Craig Stammen looking out, first-year manager. A.J. Preller certainly one to think outside the box in the hiring of Craig Stammen. Take one more look at this.
Well, Craig was up in A.J. Preller's box all of last year and discussing things that happened and it didn't happen. Here he comes.
You could see him saying to Dan Bellino, Dan, pause please. Kyle Hart, the lefty, has been loosening. And I think end of the line for Walker Buehler. Stammen out of the dugout. And we've got a new pitcher. Pitching change brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time.
Let's all play ball. Don't miss Play Ball Weekend coming up on June 5th through the 7th, encouraging youth everywhere to get out and play. You can visit playball.org to register for a free event near you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have card 8 checkmate boot.
Well done, T-Mac. Kyle Hart on for the 10th time. And the lefty last year appeared in 20 games for the Padres, 6 starts so far this year, a 4.91 ERA. And more of a contact guy, gets ground balls. Michael Busch. And that one in there for a strike. That's the sweeper.
Everybody knows there's parts of the Padre bullpen you don't want to mess with, but this is not part of it. There's a bridge in there that you can get to, and Michael Busch with an opportunity to hit off a left-handed reliever.
The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Came back with the same pitch. Suzuki's at second, Happ is at first. And it's a 2-2 game. Hart lifts the leg, fires. And that one misses outside. Well, look, the lefties, that's going to have to be a thing that Michael Busch figures out. Career .227 compared to .249 against righties. But what really happens is the power disappears against the lefties.
It has in the early career of Michael Busch.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And Hart gets Busch. The Cubs leave a couple.
After the off day Thursday, the D-backs come to town starting Friday for a 3-game weekend series. Tickets are still available at Cubs.com/tickets.
Edward Cabrera back to work. 8-9-1. Johnson, Cronenworth, and Laureano against the righty. That one bunted to third. Charged by Shaw. Unload. Safe at first. And Johnson beat it out.
It's about the third time that a left-handed hitter has thought about trying to do something like that. Gets the ball down, push hard as he can, had to kind of circle it, came up with a big, strong throw, but just not quite in time.
So Johnson is on. He's got 3 steals, been caught once. Now Cronenworth. And that's ripped right field. Suzuki. And Seiya lays out and makes the grab. Nice sliding catch by Seiya going towards the corner and steals a hit and likely extra bases from Cronenworth.
How about a guy turning the corner as far as defense is concerned? This is an outstanding play. That's not an easy play to make. If you don't take the perfect angle there, that ball is going to get to the wall. A lot of guys on a ball hit that hard in that spot. They're just going to go to the wall to try to get it back in before the run scores.
First offering to Laureano, misses down and in, ball 1.
That's just another part of the reason why if you're pitching for the Cubs, put it in play. Keep it in the ballpark, put it in play. More than likely it's going to get caught.
The 1-0. And there's a strike to Laureano.
You got to vary your delivery to home. You can't get into a routine where they can time it, because they've proven with Bogarts they're going to try to run.
Long hold, 1-1. Swing and a miss.
Perfect. And you know that comes from pitch count. Tommy Hotovy, somebody they'll have a sign, it'll come into his head. Carson Kelly will put it down, you know, give it a 3 count before you come to home. Now maybe go to home a little bit quicker. Maybe step off.
Wanted 2, 1 out, man at first, tied at 2, bottom 5. And a throw over there. Padres as a team 13th out of 30 teams in runs per game. 24th in homers, 21st in OBP, 15th in slug. Really kind of middle of the pack-ish. That one cut on and missed. And Laureano is gone. They got him on a changeup. That's a half dozen strikeouts. Time now for Xfinity high-speed play, reliable Wi-Fi at one price. Xfinity, imagine that. Well, Cabrera, we talk about how he's able to get guys off balance with that changeup. He had Tatis tied up and trying to do it again to him. That time gets a swing and miss on a slider. And the changeup up a smidge, normally 92.6. He's throwing a sinker harder than his four-seamer. Runner takes off, throw to second. Off the glove of Lopez, but Horner there to back up. It's a stolen base.
He knew he wanted to go. Not a real good jump right there, but a really difficult pitch to handle. That ball's down and in. You got a right-handed hitter standing there. You come up and throw, and once again, it just kind of sailed. Lucky it didn't get too far away, or he would have been headed towards third base.
Strike two to Tatis. Of the 6 strikeouts tonight for Cabrera, 4 on the change, 2 on the curve, so all non-fastballs. And that is not a surprise. The 1-2. So Tatis start and then held up.
Cabrera struck out at least one guy in every inning. You go back to the first inning, he got a couple of guys. The second guy he got in that first inning was the guy that's hitting right now.
2-2 in the dirt. Kelly did a good job keeping that in front.
How many times will you say that, Boog, before the year's over with? Just kicking off that shin guard.
Yeah. 3-2. Ripped left field. Happ is there and makes the catch. Tatis hit it on a line, but Happ waiting for it.
Well, as we continue to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the 2016 World Championship, our Prevagen memorable moment takes us back to this day, 2016. Jake Arrieta improves to 5-0 through 5 starts by limiting the Brewers to 1 run over 5 innings. The Cubs would go on to win 7-2, and Arrieta would extend his regular season win streak to 16 straight decisions. His scoreless streak at Wrigley Field ended at 52 2/3 innings. The Cubs at that point were 16-5, which was their best 21-game start since 1907. Quite a start. That was Prevagen. And also, you want to finish my sentence?
Card 30.
That's right.
Nobody reads card 30
like T-Mac.
like Taylor McGregor.
It's not really a card that I'd ever want to read. There's a lot there.
There's a lot of stuff. So many words. Carson Kelly 0 for 2. He is struck out and grounded out.
You know, Boog, we talked about the run differential and how it really didn't mount up to the record that these Padres have thus far. You got to give Craig Stammen a lot of credit. They're playing small ball. They're not getting the power from Tatis yet that they have in the past. But he, you know, being part of the bullpen, he knows how to run a bullpen.
Kelly singles through that left side hole. First hit of the night for Carson. And the leadoff man is on base. Here comes Nicky Lopez.
Carson Kelly just continues to be an offensive force. He talked yesterday about he keeps his hands free, keeps them out front, likes to wiggle that bat a little bit to keep his wrists loose. I mean, he's playing the best baseball of his career the last couple of years.
There's Nicky Lopez now.
But
Tries to and fouls it away.
that's that breaking ball that gave Michael Busch a lot of trouble I know right there the way Nicky pulled out of the box that he's wanting to take that bunt with him here. The third baseman's right on top of it. Looks like he's trying to take it with him, and you can see him kind of throw the barrel of the bat at it. And I think instead of trying to bunt for a base hit now, just get the sacrifice down if you can.
That one back to the mound. Hart up with it, goes to second for one, and that's all they get. So Lopez not able to advance Kelly. And now with a man at first, it'll bring up Pete Crow Armstrong. PCA 0 for 2, struck out twice against Buehler, and it was the curveball that vexed him. Cronenworth creeping in on the grass at third. And that pitch in the dirt.
That's a good take right there on the part of PCA. You know that after Michael Busch struck out when Hart came into the ball game, PCA took a look at the computers they have in there. He saw the 3 breaking balls, and hopefully he'll have a little better approach than Michael was able to put together.
One and 0, man at first. That's Lopez. 1 out. Tied at 2. Top 6. And Camposano's going to challenge.
Previous pitch is the ball.
I'll take a chance. I got it down.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. It's a ball.
Pitch is confirmed.
Good eyes.
San Diego loses the challenge.
You know, JD's back in the seat after tomorrow, so I can take a few chances now. Come on, PCA, get him.
Hart taking lots of time, and a throw over to first. Lopez dances back in.
Sit on a fastball here. If he throws a breaking ball, just keep the bat on your shoulder. Make him throw it for a strike.
Swing and a miss.
It's that same breaking ball. Imagine after that, you're going to get another one. Hopefully he throws it for a strike and you put it in the gap.
Lopez stepping back in.
Lopez can run. I'm wondering right now if they're not thinking after that second pickoff attempt. Go ahead on first move, go.
Thought about it. PCA takes a little bit low, and now it's 3-1.
I don't go now. I just don't feel it's right to run with a 3-1 count. You force a hitter to swing at something close.
PCA takes outside, ball 4, and now there's 2 on.
Outstanding at bat.
How about that? 4 walks in his last 5 games, all against lefties. So he's been hanging in there. We've seen the OBP climbing.
That's a good sign, isn't it? That's a sign that the power's getting ready to come, because when he proves that he's going to walk in those situations, they're going to have to start throwing him strikes.
Padres had David Morgan up in the pen. We've got a pitching change, and back with the new righty. David Morgan will take over. So a little righty on. You see a .568 earned run average, his 11th appearance. And last time out, he got knocked around. Third of an inning, gave up 4 earned on 4 hits. against the Diamondbacks, including a homer. Matt Shaw. And he takes a breaking ball downstairs.
When you look at his numbers, he's got a big arm and he can spin it, but there's been a lot of traffic on base against the 26-year-old right-hander. 16 hits, 10 walks in 12 innings.
Buckled Shaw, but that missed low. It's the sinker, the curve, and the four-seamer, the main pitches. He'll occasionally throw a slider. Lopez at second, PCA at first. Tied at 2 in the 6th. Up and in, and that one gets past Campusano all the way to the backstop. The runners will advance. So some chin music for Matt Shaw.
He just doesn't know where it's going. Came close with a couple of the breaking balls to begin with, and good thing Matty could get out of the way of this thing. Turned around just in time. Campusano not able to hold on to it. Now you got to bring the infield in. Yeah, no, I'm not going to give the green light. Not on 3-0 with Nico in the hole. Nope.
Morgan.
What?
Yeah, that's where we are. A 3-0 curveball.
I mean, you got to think curveball again.
Infield in, second and third, one out. 3-1 pitch. And that time, oh, he called it a ball, and now they're challenging.
The ball, the catcher is challenged.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Yeah, I mean, that was right in there. I was confused as to how it wasn't initially called a strike.
You know, I felt the same thing last night with Ben Brown.
No doubt.
Out and on, but Cubs didn't have a challenge. And thus far, the Padres are doing a good job with theirs.
Lopez at third, PCA at second. Cronenworth, Bogarts, Tatis, France, infield in. They all pitch to Shaw. Check swing, and he went. Man, never had the plate. And he was just antsy.
How does he throw the first 3 pitches not even close, and then a 3-0 breaking ball for a strike? Then he paints the inside corner with velocity. And then a mistake there, just being a little too aggressive on the part of Matty.
Well, now it's left up to Nico's hitless in 3 trips. Tied at 2 in the 6th. And Horner shortening to bunt. And now Horner asking for time as Nico steps out. Morgan ready, 2 in scoring position for Horner. The kick, the pitch. Line drive, base hit, right center field. In to score is Lopez. PCA on his heels. Nico pumping his fist. He's fired up. And it's 4-2 Cubs. Who else but Nico Horner coming through?
I would imagine most of Chicago is fired up right now as well. All of a sudden, I mean, you're exactly right. Since Nico Horner put on that Cub uniform in a spot like that, he's the guy you want up there. Outstanding with runners in scoring position last year. Thought about bunting the first time up, maybe fooled him just to get a fastball, and gives the Cubs back the lead that they had earlier.
So Horner comes through, and now Ballesteros. Check swing went too far on the curve. Moises has tried the right side all 3 times, twice to first, once to second. The 0-1 in the dirt.
That's so big in so many ways by Nico there. Team's lost 3 in a row. There's not a lot that's a go-to in the bullpen right now for Craig Counsell. Give Cabrera a little bit of breathing room and maybe get him through another inning or two.
Fly ball center field, and Merrill is there to pull it down. And the Cubs leave him in, but Nico Hoerner comes through when it counts. A 2-run knock, and the Cubs lead it by that many. It's 4-2. Nico Hoerner has given the Cubs the lead. First offering from Cabrera to Jackson Merrill is in for a strike. Pitch number 79 for the big righty.
There's 100 in there tonight. He's been close to 100 a couple of times already.
Breaking ball fouled off.
That changeup is such a big pitch for Cabrera for a lot of reasons, but one, takes a lot of pressure off your elbow. You don't have to throw that curveball all the time. You don't have to come around it. You can just stay behind it, basically with the same release point of a fastball.
Carson Kelly liked it. That was the slider. It missed. And the count 1-2. Merrill has flied out twice. On the ground, softly hit. Shaw up with it and throws him out on the move. So one away. And the batter will be Xander Bogaerts.
Really a different look to the Cub infield right now with Dansby out. Bregman not in the lineup to begin with, but it's still a pretty good look out there defensively.
No question. Yeah, Bregman fouled that ball off his toe on Sunday. Good Counsell giving him the night off. First offering, a curve for a strike. There's Breggy.
I was teasing him. He took his batting practice. He was doing everything. And nobody hit on the field today, but he took his batting practice in the cages. And I went down and I go, oh, Walker Buehler-itis, huh? And he gave me a look that told me don't ever say that.
Yeah.
he's not afraid of anything.
Oh, 2 on Xander Bogaerts, who's hit a solo homer. He's walked, stolen a base, and scored. In year 4 with the Padres, that 11-year, $280 million deal he signed. And Cabrera rings him up. It is strikeout number 7. 2 down.
Oh, he's not going to challenge this one, huh? I guarantee if it hadn't been called a strike, Carson Kelly was going to be tapping the top of his head. What a pitch. What a pitch. Perfect location. One more out. Go sit down, get ready for the 7th.
Yeah, the pitch to Ty France is cut on and missed. France 1 out of 2, an RBI single that tied the game at 2 in the 4th. Cubs able to break back on a 2-run single in the 6th by Nico Hoerner, and that's where we are. Camp could put that graphic back up again. His 31st career game tying hit. You get it?
I do.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty, bottom of the 6th. That one inside and fouled off. France started to Cabrera's looked pretty good here tonight. Clicking up to 90 pitches. France climbs back in. Righty back to work, delivers. Hit hard and through the left side hole and a base hit. Craig Counsell on the phone.
Boy, ideal. When you want to make him hit the ball the opposite field, he's a dead pull hitter. Trying to stay away. That breaking ball just caught too much of the plate, and he was able to get it through the 5.5 hole.
So there are people moving in the Cubs pen.
I would say Obi Milner's available.
Yeah, that's who is up.
Ryan Rollison is a possibility, and then you got Corbin Martin. Javier Assad was there in case you needed some length. He hadn't pitched since Saturday.
Sheets climbs back in, man at first. Sheets represents the tying run. 4-2 Cubs, 2-0. And he hit him. He got him with a sinker at 97, but make no mistake, he's not trying to put the tying run on base.
I don't think he was either, but I know one thing: he didn't want to let Gavin Sheets tie up the ball game. You saw how far he could hit it last night. I thought he was kind of pitching around him to begin with. The first two weren't really competitive, and then he said, you know, instead of walking him out, I'll just. No, he didn't. Tommy's out there to try to work some of his magic again.
Cabrera's season high in terms of pitches, 98, back on April 11th against the Pirates. And Luis Campusano here, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. One big pitch count inning, the 28 in the fourth. Fouled off by Campusano, and it's 0-1. Good crowd here tonight. Not totally full, but man, the last couple of years they have drawn.
For a Tuesday night, yeah, it's a big crowd.
It's downstairs.
I just love the composure of Cabrera. What a huge get this was by Jed Hoyer.
The 1-1 down low.
Tried to get him to chase it. The last couple, you got ahead of him. Now you might have to throw that changeup for a strike. Get a ground ball over there on the left side to somebody.
Padres last year were second in the majors in attendance to the Dodgers. They drew more than the Yankees did. The 2-1 fouled off his foot. And now the count is even on the Padre catcher.
90 plus pitches, and he's still throwing 98. Bro. That's talent.
98 on number 98. Cabrera ready to kick at 2-2. Line drive and a base hit into left field. Happ will pick it up, fire it into second. Campusano able to knock in France, and it's a 4-3 game.
Well, now the wheels start to spin on both managers. Did not get that off-speed pitch where he wanted it, left and up and in. Really, I mean, I was kind of looking for that breaking ball on the outer half of the plate, maybe get another chase and another punch out swinging, but it didn't happen. Pretty good performance tonight, though. Now you hope your buddies in the bullpen can pick you up.
Cabrera frustrated. Padres within one. We got a pitching change. The lefty Hobie Milner into the game. And you see his numbers, 14th appearance at 2.70 ERA. The one that's a little weird is that bottom number, that his ground ball rate is so low. That he'll face Bryce Johnson, and you look at him as a switch hitter, and Bryce Johnson a better left-handed hitter. So they're getting him from the right side. Career, he's 202 as a righty, 277 as a lefty. And that pitch in for a strike.
I think it was about a week ago where I read, with all of the injuries to the Cubs bullpen, Craig Counsell said, I know you're a left-handed specialist, but you're going to be facing some right-handed hitters as thin as we are right now.
0-1. Clips the corner, strike two.
Look at the movement on this breaking ball. Watch where it starts out. Johnson clearly gave up on it.
0-2, nope. Throw to first. And Campusano dives in. Swing and a miss, and Milner able to get Johnson. Struck him out, and the Padres leave a couple. We get a one-run game here in San Diego. Top seven, the Cubs looking to add on to a 4-3 advantage. John Shelby, Rick Sutcliffe, and Taylor McGregor as Seiya Suzuki stands in. Cubs tonight playing without Alex Bregman, who's sitting nursing that toe injury. I think I may have said earlier he fouled the ball off his toe. He was hit by a pitch on that toe. And then here tonight they lost Dansby Swanson with a left glute cramp.
Tell you this, Bregman's available, and if need be, to come off that bench, come up with a big hit, he's there. He took a lot of batting practice earlier.
Suzuki takes downstairs 3-0 as David Morgan goes back to work with Ian Happany on deck circle. 3-0 pitch. And that's through there for a strike. What's he get here on 3-1? He got a fastball and he beat him with it. 98 miles an hour up and in.
Suzuki might have had that breaking ball in the back of his mind. Remember when Morgan threw that 3-0 curveball to Matt Shaw? Came back with a heater in. He's capable of embarrassing a good hitter, but he can also give it up.
3-2. And Suzuki lifts it in the air down the right field line. Long run Johnson, and he runs out of room. Downstairs, and Taylor.
Well, Seth, you are mentioning Alex Bregman available to come off the bench. Right as you said that, he was stretching out his quads. You can see him right here in the dugout. He has his gloves on, he has his elbow guards on, and moments ago Ryan Flaherty came up and was talking to him. So I would say there's a pretty good chance you see him at some point in this game.
3-2. And that's line but foul.
You know, last year that Suzuki hit a lot of home runs. We know that he drove in 100 runs. But he didn't hit for a high average. A lot of times with 2 strikes on him, you know, they made a pitch he might chase. He got out of the zone. He seems to be a more complete hitter now.
3-2 popped up, foul, and out of play.
That's a foul ball down both sides of the field. Just trying to battle, just trying to become a better all-around hitter like he was in Japan.
Suzuki back in, awaits a 3-2. Here it is. Look out. Knocked him down. The helmet almost came off. I'd say a little annoyed.
Yeah, Morgan just went to the slide step this time instead of the high leg kick. He got out there too quick, and his arm just never caught up. And that's going to probably be the end of the night. Look at the slide step there. That when you go to a slide step like that, you have to start your hands first, or that's what's going to happen.
Wandy Peralta was up. Craig Stammen out of the dugout, and he'll take the baseball from David Morgan. Pitching change at Petco with the Cubs up by a run. Cubs lead at 4-3. Padres have hit the Cubs here tonight 6-5, but the big hits for the offense. Dansby Swanson in the second with a bases clearing double, and then in the sixth, Nico Horner with the game tied at 2 laces one out into right center field, and Horner gives the Cubs a 4-2 lead. It is currently 4-3.
Dansby had to hurt himself on that stolen base to third, because he went into second fine and felt good enough to try to get to third, and did.
Wandy Peralta delivers to Ian Happ, who swings through that changeup.
Happer's having a great night tonight. He's been on base all 3 times. He scored the first run of the night.
Happ on base safely twice. Close over there at first. Seiya dives back in.
Not thinking he's going to throw over, because I'm not really going anywhere. The slug from the right side for Ian Happ this year. The career low last year in that department. Not going to be the case this year.
And we're way high. Little dribbler out in front of the mound. Peralta spins and throws, and they get Happ.
If you think today was hard, try living one day in this man's life. Liam's had 5 heart surgeries. Let's go, Liam!
One of my best days ever.
There's Michael Busch now. So man at second and 1 down. And Michael Busch is hit by the pitch. Got him on the elbow. Nick Frangella coming out.
He's in some pain right now. Kind of thought to begin with it was going to hit off of one of the pads, but
well,
no.
He's got a pad.
Yeah, but it looked like it got just inside of it. If it hit a pad, he wouldn't be taking this much time.
No, I'm with you.
This is a tough hockey guy.
Still not entirely sure where it got him.
I think it got him on the outside of that right elbow. Michael, you might not get another at bat tonight, but we could sure use your defense down there.
Bush will stay in. And Carson Kelly with a great opportunity right here. Carson 1 out of 3 with a single. Cubs looking for some insurance. Ball 1 to Kelly. A strikeout, a ground out to third, and a single to left. And that finds the mark. Peralta, 34 years old. As Kelly pushes it foul.
A couple of changeups to get back into the count. Peralta a lot like Morgan before him, not great command with the fastball. Occasionally he could get one by you, but a lot of them were just arm side misses.
Suzuki at second, Bush at first. Kelly lays off that, and now it's 3-2. And look who's in the on deck circle. Alex Bregman waiting. And Kelly fouls it away.
Find a way to get on, Carson. Bregman's got something special to offer tonight, I feel.
On the ground up the middle, Bogaerts gets it to second for one, and that's all they get. Tatis looking uncomfortable receiving that feed.
Well, I don't know who it was a couple years ago that said Bogaerts couldn't play shortstop anymore. That's the range he had as a young kid with the Boston Red Sox. From up here, our viewpoint, it looked like it was going to be all the way into center field to Jackson Merrill and possibly another run, but the veteran shortstop was able to secure it. But here's that moment for Alex Bregman.
Indeed, Bregman to hit for Nicky Lopez.
I'm surprised you're pitching to him. I mean, I know it's second base that's open, but you got a left-handed hitter in Pete Crow Armstrong on deck. He's had trouble against left-handed pitching. I don't let Bregman beat me, but it looks like they're going to try.
Swing and a liner, base hit right field. Bregman comes through and knocks in Suzuki. They get the insurance. It's 5-3.
Insurance runs are brought to you by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and people strategy partner. There it is. That's what that moment was. That's what Bregman was here at 4 o'clock in the afternoon taking batting for. All right, I'm not in the lineup, but I still might be able to help at some point.
And now Peralta to PCA delivers low. So Craig Counsell making the move. Bregman off the bench, a pinch hit RBI single. And it's now 5-3.
Five runs tonight for the Cubs. 4 of those 5 runs were walks. Taking advantage of the free passes Still a lot of baseball left, PCA. You could put this one out of reach right now. He's got as much power, like you said, Boog, as anybody on the team.
The 1-1. Swing and a high fly ball drilled center field. Merrill back, track, wall, out of here. There's the power from PCA. One swing of the bat, and the Cubs have opened up an 8-3 lead for Pete, his second of the year.
This home run replay is brought to you by Toyota. Yeah, I'm a little excited. The official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. And Boog, I'm telling you right now, that's big man territory where he just hit that home run. You don't hit the ball that far when you're not strong.
First one in for a strike to Matt Shaw. That's got to feel great. Left on left. And Pete Crow Armstrong. Yeah, you look at that center field marker. I think that's a great point, Rick. 396 is deceiving as a number because the ball just dies out there to straight center. So Pete Crow Armstrong with his 9th career homer against the lefty. Yeah, you're looking at the numbers. When we give exit velocity and launch angle, that was 106.3 with a launch angle of 26. That's about perfect.
We talked about this road trip, how he's been taking the base on balls. He's been more, yeah, he strikes out. Yeah, he had the 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. You're going to have those moments, but he's also been getting on base more. That average has climbed a little bit. He hit 30 home runs last year. I mean, you figure he's going to do it again, which is good news. I mean, that it's taken a while to get there because they're coming.
2 outs, 1-2 to Shaw, and Matt takes off the outside edge. Shaw getting the start at third base tonight. We presume Bregman stays in at third and Shaw bumps to second. 2-2 inside. Cubs lead at 8-3. And Shaw drives one to center. Merrill right there makes the grab. Cubs pick up a run on a Bregman pinch hit single. And Pete Crow Armstrong fired up. A 3-run homer. We're typing. That smelled great. Kobe Milner delivers a strike to Jake Cronenworth. Bottom 7, it'll be 9-1-2. Cronenworth, Laureano, and Tatis against Milner. Sweeping breaking ball misses. Bregman, as mentioned, stays in the game at third. It moves Matt Shaw to second. And that one popped foul and out of play. Jake Cronenworth tonight making his first big league start at third base. Cubs enjoying an 8-3 lead. Cronenworth in college played some third. Was mainly a shortstop at Michigan, and he was their closer. When he was in the Tampa system, they legitimately tried using him at AAA as a two-way guy. I mean, he had a good 8-9 appearances out of the pen. And then when he was traded over to the Padres, they had intentions of making him a two-way guy as well. But his first opportunity came during COVID. I think he was getting ready to actually throw a bullpen, and COVID hit. And then, yeah, and then eventually he just raked that year. And gone was the dream of a two-way player.
He's so good defensively. I mean, he was outstanding at first base when they put him over there for.
Yeah, Hosmer had this stomach issue, and that gave him his first opening to play.
Greg Stammen was talking last week about he doesn't even look at his average. He goes, there's just intangibles that you don't have statistics for. A lot of guys in that Cubs jerseys are the same way.
Yeah, Cronenworth, high IQ player, the defensive versatility. He's been an all-star twice. Right here.
This is an out you got to have right now, Obi.
2-2 is outside.
You got the top of the order coming up. You got some boys up there that can do some damage. And you also know that, like Bregman was on the bench for the Cubs, Manny Machado's over there on the other side.
Slow roller right side. Shaw throws out Cronenworth. Time now for How Far Did It Fly? And it's brought to you by American Airlines. Pete Crow Armstrong. Deep to center, and 410 feet later, score your next flight at AA.com. I feel like I want to learn that dance.
Taylor, what's that all about?
I think if me and you or me and JD learn that dance, Taylor's probably got a better chance of learning it than we do. That one.
Taylor might have been the one that taught him that. You just never know.
PCA going deep. On the ground, Horner picks it up and throws out Laureano 2 away. So here's Tatis, 0 for 3 in this one. And Milner misses outside.
Milner's one of those guys that if you send him to a tryout camp, I don't know if he gets signed or not. There's not much velocity. There's a unique angle to his release point. But the guy knows how to pitch. He can spin it. He can change speeds on it. And he's going to make you swing the bat.
He was at Double-A in the Phillies system. And by his own admission, he wasn't going anywhere. He's throwing about 90. And their minor league pitching coordinator said, why don't you try from that side angle? And he's put together a great career. Tatis pops out. Milner gets him 1, 2, 3. He's gotten all 4 that he has faced. We are in San Diego, and this is our game summary brought to you by Wintrust. And the story tonight, Edward Cabrera, 5 2/3, 3 earned, season high 20 swings and misses with 7 strikeouts. Swanson a 2-run double, Horner a 2-run double, and then Bregman the pinch hit, and then PCA a 3-run homer in the 7th. And that's card 28. Ron Marinaccio delivers ball 1 to Nico Horner. And Nico lifts that to center. Merrill, and out number 1.
Take a look at the numbers. 11th opportunity. Not good. You know, there's a lot of things down there in that Padre bullpen that you don't want to deal with if you don't have to. There's a couple of guys down there that are scuffling in the early going, and the Cubs are getting a look at them tonight.
Here's Ballesteros 0 for 4.
Again, trying to hit another one. That fastball at the knee. Don't need that right now. Get him, Bally. Get him.
That one missing outside, and now it's 2-0. And now the count is 3-0. And that's ball 4. All right, man aboard as Ballesteros reaches for the first time. We go downstairs, and for a shopping note, here's Taylor McGregor.
This is card 2, Boog. You ready? Hey,
Yes.
Cub fans, check out the 150th anniversary collection, shop hats, and much more at ivyshop.com or the Cub store at Gallagher Way.
Yeah,
and by the way,
there's the card.
there's the card. Good thing I didn't mess it up.
Jeez.
By the way, I was dancing, and my favorite song they've been playing here. Dun 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 dun.
You know the song, Bruce?
I have no idea what she's talking about. She's not always in tune. It's fine. Look out.
Sayow's had just about enough of that. Now, this is a changeup, but it's at the head again. Oh, man, if you're in the big leagues, that's missing by a lot.
Man, Marinaccio is all over the place. Another wild pitch. And the kid from Toms River, New Jersey is just spraying it all over the place.
I mean, you only do that when you're hurt. I might get as far off the plate as I can here and just let him walk you.
The 2-1. Popped up. France makes the catch. And now there's 2 away here in the top of the 8th. And Etienne Happ at the dish. Happ has walked twice, increased his on-base streak to 20 in a row. That matches a career high. Also reached on an error, and he's tapped back to the pitcher. Cubs lead at 8-3. They've out hit the Padres 7-6.
I feel good about the 5-run lead. I would feel better if it was 6. So if Happer wants to go ahead and pick up a 2-out base hit RBI, that'd be just fine. There's not a Daniel Palencia down in that bullpen. So I would imagine Corbin Martin's going to see some action tonight. I would imagine Homie Milner's going to go back out there as good as he's been in the last inning in the 3rd.
There's our guy back there standing up in the middle of the pitch, and I think he was doing a little how much you bench pose. Sounded like he broke his bat. And Marinaccio over to first. Happ retired, and the Cubs leave a man. Middle of the 8th, the news is good. Cubs lead. Welcome back. StatCast powered by Google Cloud. And Edward Cabrera, season high 20 swings and misses, and using a little bit of everything. You expect that changeup, but the slider and the curve working. Got a couple with the sinker, and one with the four-seamer. And that one off his career high. He also had 7 strikeouts. Ryan Rollison will take over. Jackson Merrill fights one off foul to the left.
Just love seeing that as a manager when you bring a guy out of the bullpen. He comes in throwing strikes. If you're going to get beat, make him swing the bat. And it's really been the base on balls that has hurt the Padres tonight. Cubs taking big time advantage of those walks.
The 0-2. And the slow breaking ball misses up high. And now time called, and Kelly will go out to the mound. Fans, unlock the VIP experience at Wrigley Field as part of your all-inclusive suite. You receive a pregame tour and a visit from a former Cub player during the game, like Rick Sutcliffe. For details, visit Cubs.com/premier. VIP experience and a suite, the dessert cart for card 3.
Andre Dawson. Puts a smile on your face.
I love the Hawk.
The Hawk loves you. Remember that dinner I set up with Hawk, and you happened to bring a friend of yours along named Craig Counsell? How fun was that?
That was a great interaction. I don't know how many years ago that was, but the 4 of us going to dinner, and you were doing most of the talking. I was doing some of the talking. They were doing none of the talking.
I was making fun of both of them because they didn't talk.
Swing and a miss, and Rollison able to get Merrill.
That's pretty good stuff right here. Started right off the bat with a strike, came back with another one, and that's just a good fastball. I'm better than you. Okay, finish the story because I love it.
Well, it was talked about, and I think the case at times, if guys would send baseball cards, mail them to players to sign. It was probably more prevalent back in the day. Budweiser broadcast booth. This Bud's for you for 150 years. This Bud's for you. I'm John. That's Rick. And so they'd send baseball cards, hoping that the player would sign it.
Yeah.
But sometimes players would have the clubhouse guy do it.
Sure. There was a lot of that.
So as we were sitting there talking, all of a sudden Craig kind of perks up, looks at Hawk and said, "Did you sign all the cards that were sent to you?" And Hawk said, "Yeah, absolutely did. Why?" And Craig said, "Well, yeah, when you were, I can't remember where it was, but when you were playing, I sent you a card and you signed it, and I still have it."
Craig was 9 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, he still has that card, and he just kind of lit up when he realized that, you know what, Hawk actually signed that for me. You don't know, but I can remember Hawk after every game, legendary for the knees and what happened on the turf up in Montreal. I can remember Hawk after every game would just have both knees packed with ice for probably 30, 45 minutes, and sitting beside him was a box of mail. And he would just go through it as fast as he can, trying to get to every letter to send back to Cub fans. And that's just one of the reasons why they love him so much.
And as an aside, Andre Dawson has one of the coolest signatures.
Yeah. You can tell who it is.
Yeah. It's really cool signature.
Yeah.
2-2. And he got him. And Rollison disposes of Merrill, and now Bogarts.
Now that'll get your attention right there. Okay, I get your left-handed pitcher, you throw hard, and you get a left-handed hitter out. But when you get a guy that's already hit a homer, he's already walked, he's already scored 2 runs, when you get Xander Bogaerts to look like that, you're going to get the attention of your manager.
Here's Ty France. On the ground to short. Horner throws out France, and Rollison gets him 1-2-3. We're headed to the 9th. It's 8-3 Cubs.
Cubs in 15, presented by Feldco, has your game recap every morning. Tune in tomorrow at 6, 7, or 8 a.m. for highlights from tonight's game, or catch it anytime on the Marquee app or YouTube. Card 9 feeling fine. Boop.
I mean, I'm the play-by-play guy, and I feel like I have no chance to get the last word in with her. Like 0.
Come for the play-by-play, stay for the card reading.
Boog, she owns you. I've never seen you scared of anybody till now.
Ball to strike on Michael Busch. He's walked twice and been hit by a pitch. One bounced foul. Jameson Taillon and Matt Waldron tomorrow. Getaway day, and then it's back home. Be nice to be back at Wrigley. It'll be on Friday. Fighting Torey Lovello's come to town. Two to Busch, and that's bounced foul at the plate.
Get the last 3 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Come out tomorrow, win a series, go home from a West Coast trip 500. That'll work. Cubs is always, when they're a good team, they're going to have their best luck at home because of the great crowd that shows up every day or night.
The 2-2 right in on.
Hawk talked about that a lot when he came over in '87. Yeah, getting off the turf helped him as far as putting up numbers, but just the energy that a Cub fan brings to the ballpark.
Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. All right, so we were mentioning the Andre Dawson autograph. This is what it looks like.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, it's really cool looking.
And I mean, every one of them looks like that.
Yes, that's right.
You know, last spring, Ryder came down to spring training and brought his team with him. And before Hawk left, he was there for a week or so. The team was all out there and everything. He come over and he said, I got a little something for you. There was 12 of them. He gave me a dozen signed baseballs, one for each kid. That's Andre Dawson.
Cubs lead at 8-3. We're in the 9th. Carson Kelly hits with 1 out and the bases empty. Marinaccio outside.
Tell you what, Carson Kelly had a big part in helping Cabrera deal with some traffic tonight. They came up with some big outs when they needed them to give that offense an opportunity to get going.
Kelly fouls that one away. 1-2. Up the middle, Tatis bobbling, slings, and gets Carson Kelly. Folks, a reminder, Tuesday, May 19th, support mental health awareness. Fans who purchase tickets through Cubs.com/specials will receive a special edition Cubs mental health awareness cap presented by Astound. A portion of the proceeds will benefit Champion Forward, founded by Ben Zobrist. Alex Bregman taking ball one. Bregman came up as a pinch hitter and singled in a run, and that was in the 7th. Later in that inning, with 2 aboard, Pete Crow Armstrong dialed long distance.
Previous pitch is a strike. The batter is challenged.
Bregman challenging, ABS powered by T-Mobile, and it's a strike.
Pitch is confirmed. Chicago has 1 challenge remaining.
We got to get better at these challenges. The Padres seem to have it down. We really struggled in that department last night, and not much luck here tonight.
Line drive, base hit, right center field. So Bregman off the bench, and it's a 2-for-2 night.
You knew he was going to be ready. You saw it earlier in the afternoon. I'm not in the lineup, okay? He asked me if I wanted to look at his toe, and I said absolutely not. Getting his work in, doing everything that he would normally do to go out there and play.
Yeah.
Just in case the opportunity came up where they needed him. And boy, did they.
On the ground to the right side, Tatis throws out Pete Crow Armstrong. Will go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Padres. Chicago Cubs baseball on Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. By Prevagen, made for the brain. And by Wintrust, different approach, better results. Cubs lead at 8-3, and pinch hitter will come up against Ryan Rollison. It'll be Nick Castellanos to hit in Gavin Sheets' spot. 8-3 Cubs. First pitch swinging, fly ball center field, PCA. Out number 1. Luis Campusano will come up to hit. Rollison, at 28 years old, made his big league debut with the Rockies last year. Former first-round pick for Colorado at Ole Miss. Cubs got him off of waivers from the White Sox in January. The 1-0. Big Bender is fouled off. 1-1 on the Padres catcher.
Luke, you heard Jed Hoyer talking about it in spring training, about his job was just to keep adding arms. I don't think even, I think he thought he had enough arms, but as baseball has proven many, many times, you just never do.
Here comes the 2-1.
Just a lot of good things happening in this ball game. A lot of clutch hits, a lot of great defense in the outfield.
Center field, Pete Crow Armstrong right there.
You got to be strong to hit it out in that part of the ballpark. Very few people can do it.
All right, let's revisit our keys to the game. And the guy with the hat off is 1 out away from career win number 900.
And he's not through managing. I would imagine he's getting Martin up down there. You just never know. You just want to be a step ahead, get him up throwing easy. Last year, Craig Counsell led the Chicago Cubs to the postseason. First time in 5 years. Knocked off the San Diego Padres. Took the Milwaukee Brewers to the final game of that division series. And obviously hungry for more. That's a big number, bro, for you, buddy.
900.
900. And he looks like he did when he played, doesn't he?
Yep. Cub fans making some noise. Fly ball right field. This ought to do it. Suzuki has it, and that's the ball game. Cubs win. Career win number 900 for Craig Counsell. Congratulations to him. And the Cubs back in the win column with the W here tonight.
I'll see you in the clubhouse. I'm going to go drink some champagne.
For Rick Sutcliffe, Taylor McGregor, and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi. Thanks for watching Chicago Cubs baseball here on Marquee Sports Network. Again, your final, the Cubs win it over the Padres 8-3. Tomorrow in the finale, it's Jameson Taillon and Matt Waldron. Coverage begins at 2. Up next, Cubs postgame live. Cole Wright and Ryan Sweeney. Cole, take it away, sir.
Oh, thank you very much, Boog. And apparently a toast-worthy win, the 7th road W of the season for the fellas, and they needed this one, jumping back in the win column.
Outstanding team win today. Cabrera did awesome. The lefties coming out of the bullpen, and Cubs 6 runs with 2 outs, and that's what you need to do to win ball games.
Cheers. 8-3 W. We'll tell you all about it next right here on Cubs Postgame Live.